So there's a few videos I want to make at the moment, one of them being obviously the jump in today's share price with the inflation data coming out, but I think this is a really key subject to be talking about, and it's currently FTX and also the scammers on the YouTube scene that have been involved in promoting a platform like FTX. And first of all, I want to show you this clip that is from the CEO, and watch how badly this video clip has aged.
Last thing that I'll say is if you look at what precipitated some of the 2008 financial crisis, you saw a number of bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions happening between financial counterparties, which then got repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again, such that no one knew how much risk was in that system until it all fell apart. If you compare that to what happens on FTX or other major cryptocurrency venues today, there's complete transparency about the full open interest. There's complete transparency about the positions that are held. There's a robust, consistent risk framework applied, and we're excited to work with the CFTC on our U.S. licensed and regulated venue.
Now, as you probably know, FTX is looking on the verge of collapse right now, and that has led to a collapse in, well, we've seen this collapse in a few other companies in this kind of crypto space that have been collapsing. We saw Celsius quite a few months ago, and more are following the bandwagon now, like Voyager, obviously FTX. And the big thing with the FTX collapsing is to see how many people were involved in this, in promoting this product in the last 12 months. Some of them as up to a few weeks ago. And it's been very clear that the reason why this is being promoted by a lot of YouTubers is because they're getting paid and have no consideration for their subscribers and any research or in-depth look into what they're actually promoting. And openly as well, we've seen YouTubers admit the only reason why they're promoting this product is because they're getting paid good money up to the point of up to 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 a year, and that's why they're promoting a product that's a big Ponzi scheme.
I have to decide if I want to do more, but know that if I'm doing more, it's just a cash grab. Because I got 10 days to make these videos. But hey, I'm going to be transparent about it. Hey, it's a lot of money. It's like, a couple $1,000 a video. And for 30 seconds, read, whatever.
And you see, a lot of these YouTubers that have been promoting this have no shame at all. They are not even, we've seen a few attempt to come out with a bit of apology, but the majority are not even bothered. They're not even bothered because at the end of the day, all it was for them is another paycheck, and if the opportunity comes up again, they will take the opportunity with no regard what they are offering to their subscriber base. Now, obviously, there's two sides here. There's obviously the FTX, there's also the crypto side, and for me personally, I've never been a fan of these companies. There's a lot of dodgy things going on in the background. I've never been a big fan of crypto. You know me, I've always stuck to my stocks. I always like looking at the fundamentals, actually looking what a business is doing on profit, what they're doing on revenue, and you can kind of get a valuation for that. When you look at crypto, I've always said the same thing. There's a lot of things claiming what it could be and what it should be. However, the big thing is it's very hard to value, and at the end of the day, you're basically relying on it becoming more and more mainstream usage. And if anything, in the last few months, what crypto is supposed to be hasn't really been or held up that well against the environment that we are in. And also, when you look at some of these businesses, it doesn't take a genius to look into a lot of these businesses and see how unregulated, how secure the lies that a lot of these businesses have taken. And then you look at some of the big YouTubers, the biggest YouTubers on the YouTube platform in the finance space, they have no regard for their subscriber base. They are willing to promote a product like this because they're getting a big fat paycheck. And because they've taken that big fat paycheck and now it's on the verge of collapse, you've seen so many hide now, go quiet. Few of them coming out and saying, well, it's this platform, so that's okay. It doesn't matter. You're still promoting the brand. Or it's actually the FTX US platform. That's still probably going to follow the international platform. And what about international users? Just because you're outside the FTX, it doesn't really matter about you guys. You're promoting their brand at the end of the day, and you should be ashamed if you're promoting a brand like this, a brand that you took money for, and you said that this was a platform that was safe, very well regulated, and it clearly is not the case. And they would pretty much be more willing if something else similar came online or to them, they would probably take that opportunity again. And if a lot of these YouTubers are sincere about their apology, they should be removing all the videos that promotes this product. And if anything, they should be, if in my opinion, they should prove that the money they took from this FTX that will have cost people, that are trusting them. They're trusting them going, oh, FTX is a good platform. Oh, so and so on YouTube, 100,000 subscribers says it's a good platform. I'm going to use that platform. They would maybe join that platform and lost money because of them. And if they are actually sincere about the apology, every penny that they've taken for FTX, I think they should be coming out now declaring that. And if I were them, I would be looking to donate that money somewhere, because it's dirty money at the end of the day. And they have a responsibility as a YouTube channel of that stature to be recommending only good products, not just because they're getting paid because of that product to talk about it. And that's, it's the same for me. It's very different to when you're giving your opinion on something, but when you're actually promoting something because you've been paid to promote that, and that what you are promoting is not a secure product, that is a massive shame. That you should be absolutely disappointed with yourself if you're doing that. And clearly, these big YouTubers think they're untouchable and, oh, you know what, we'll push it under the carpet, I've got my money, move on to the next thing. I have no regard for my audience. And it's disgusting to see. And it really does show how much a lot of the regulation needs to be put in now around what people are paid to promote. It needs to be a lot more clear. There needs to be more regulation. And there needs to be regulation on some of these the big top YouTube channels about what they're promoting to their audience. Personally, for me, I've had crypto platforms come to me and ask for promotion. I have always declined every crypto platform that has ever come to me for promotion. There's hardly any crypto platform out there that I think is a secure platform. And also, obviously, not being a big fan of crypto, I'm not going to touch that space either. You'll only ever see me personally. I will only ever recommend products that I personally would use or do use myself. So you'll see, for example, in my comment box, I'll be promoting Trading 212. Most of my money is used in that broker, and I think it's quite a secure broker. Simply Wall Street, a software. I personally subscribe, pay my money every year to use that platform, and I use it, I would say, at least 3 or 4 times a week in my videos. 100% happy to be recommending that platform. I know there's this kind of grey area about what YouTubers promote, and there needs to be more clarity on what's promoted, but I think the big thing is there's a difference between actually generally promoting something that you like, you use, and is very secure, to something that you don't use, you have not much knowledge in, you haven't looked at the background, there's not much regulation on that space. That's where it gets a bit worrying and needs big regulation, I feel. And I think, if anything, this is just a lesson really on what needs to be stepped in. I think some of the top YouTubers think they're untouchable now and are willing to just promote absolute garbage to people, which is just really unfair. I think there needs to be obviously clear regulation on what people are paid to promote, because obviously something like this should have never been promoted on the YouTube scene. And hopefully the SEC that is starting to look into FTX at the moment, but needs to start looking at these sort of things where FTX, they need to start looking into the YouTube side of it, people, or what these platforms, or even stocks. Don't forget, we have had stocks before. Stocks are paying influencers to promote the stock for share price appreciation. There needs to be definitely more scrutiny on what's going on here. And once again, this kind of pushes that forward into the spotlight. And once again, I think pushes into these YouTubers at the moment. It's not even these small channels, medium channels. There is some good YouTubers out there that are trying to give their opinion on certain subjects. You might agree with them, you might disagree with them, but it's their opinion. But there's some YouTubers out there that are just generally promoting products that don't really care what the products are and if the service is actually good, just for their financial benefit. And it's actually disgusting. And the big thing that we only can do is, as an audience, as people that are trying to put good messages out there about, personally their opinion in the financial space, what is right, what is wrong. and calling it out. And that's why I today am using my platform to call this out, because there needs to be more regulation, and as well as that, these finance YouTubers need a reality check that they can't continue to push garbage onto their subscribers because they got paid 100 grand for it. It's just totally disgusting and unfair on their audience, and hopefully it's highlighted and it helps people, and helps maybe people that are unfortunately sucked in and maybe can't generate their own opinion and actually go, hold on, are these, is this YouTuber getting paid to promote this? Do they actually like the product? Do they actually think the product's actually good? And actually having to think for themselves and going, I need to make this decision, not just use this because this person on the internet is saying so, it's a good platform. So yeah, it's just one of those things which we've seen quite often in the last 12 months. The increase of some really dirty behaviour has just happened once again, which is disappointing. But hopefully me making this video helps kind of stop what's going on. And I've seen a few other people also making videos mentioning that this really does need to stop by the people that have influence, massive influences on audience in the financial space anyway. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and guys, just wanted to call this out because it's been really bad behaviour in the last few months from some of these people on YouTube. And hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in a bit.